Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really charming story about what happens when a cat's killer instinct comes up against a problem that you can't solve with claws, but maybe you can with a little bit of cleverness. It's a tale about a seemingly impossible challenge, a very unlikely friendship, and how a basic physics lesson can, believe it or not, be a matter of life and death. So our story starts with an absolutely irresistible scent pulling in our two heroes, a cat named Pudding and a dog named Momo. And we're not talking about flowers or the woods here. Nope. This is something way more specific, way more savory. The smell of dried squid, sweet plum candy, and tea eggs. You just know that's leading them somewhere interesting. All right, let's dive in and really set the scene. In this first part, A Scent of Adventure, we're going to meet the two very different personalities at the heart of this story and the magical place they've just stumbled into. So where are they? Well, the source of that incredible smell is a Gan-Zai-Dian, which is a traditional Taiwanese grocery store. The best way to think of it is like a neighborhood time capsule, just packed to the rafters with all kinds of snacks and stories, a real treasure trove. And our two heroes, they are total opposites. On one hand, you've got Pudding the cat, who's driven by this pure, sharp hunter's instinct. And on the other hand, there's Momo, the dog, who really sees the world through the eyes of an explorer. One acts, the other observes. And that difference, it's about to become super important. So, just as they're taking in all the sights and smells, this tiny little sound from a dark corner completely changes the mood. You know, their casual, fun exploration is officially over. Their real adventure is just getting started. And all it takes is that simple scritch, scratch sound. And just like that, snap, a switch flips in Pudding's brain. The friendly companion is gone, and in her place is this focused predator, low to the ground, eyes narrowed, totally ready to pounce. But before Pudding can make a move, Momo steps in with this really crucial reminder of what they're supposed to be doing. He says they're here to make friends, not find snacks. And with that one sentence, he completely shifts the dynamic of this whole encounter. He turns a potential hunt into a rescue mission. And what do they find? The source of the sound is a tiny mouse named Nick, and he is in some serious trouble. He's pinned by this heavy soda crate, and he's staring up at what he has to assume are his two worst nightmares, a cat and a dog looming over him. Okay, so this brings us right to the core problem of the story, the impossible crate. And I mean, this isn't just a simple obstacle. It's a multi-layered problem that honestly seems to have no solution at all. Let's just break this down, because the situation is, well, it's pretty grim. First, the crate is super heavy. It's full of glass bottles. Second, the gap underneath is too tiny for the bigger dog, Momo, to squeeze into. Third, Nick's tail is pinned, so they can't just pull him out. And, as if all that wasn't bad enough, they can hear the shopkeeper coming. The clock is absolutely ticking. So what's the first plan? Pure muscle. Pudding throws all of her weight against the crate. And nothing. It doesn't even move an inch. It's like trying to push over a building. Okay, so plan A is a bust. What about plan B? Momo, who's bigger and stronger, gives it a try. But the ground is covered in this slick moss, and he can't get any traction. His paws just slip. So their combined strength is totally useless here. Nick, seeing that it's hopeless, basically tells them to run and save themselves. But Pudding refuses. And she says this one line that changes everything. We don't leave friends behind. Right there, her transformation is complete. The hunter is gone. She's a protector now. So, what now? Right? They're basically out of options. Brute force has failed them completely, time is running out fast, and the whole situation just looks absolutely hopeless. Is this it for Nick? And this is where the whole story turns. We're moving from a problem of strength to a puzzle of ingenuity. This is the moment where brains finally take over from brawn. This is Momo's big aha moment. He has this flash of brilliance where he stops thinking about how to push harder and starts looking around for tools. He realizes the solution isn't about more force, it's about physics. And the plan he comes up with, it's genius in its simplicity. It's a classic seesaw trick. They find a broom handle to use as a lever. They roll a small stone underneath to act as the fulcrum. Then Momo just presses his weight down on the far end. That's the force. all they need to do is lift that crate just one single inch. And in this super tense, heart-stopping moment, it works perfectly. The crate lifts just enough for Nick to yank his tail free and scramble to safety. Then clunk, the crate slams back down, but it doesn't matter. He's out. They did it, right in the nick of time, just as the shopkeeper appears. And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most important part of the story, friends over snacks. Because the rescue wasn't just about saving a life. It was about creating this powerful, grand new friendship. You can just feel Nick's absolute disbelief here. His entire understanding of the world, the one where cats are the bad guys, has just been completely shattered. The creature he was taught to fear his whole life just became his hero. His family is never going to believe this. And then Pudding just brings it all home with this amazing line, basically saying the story's main theme out loud. The same cat who was ready to hunt a snack just a few minutes ago now gets it. She understands that friendship is so much more valuable. And so the story wraps up with this perfect little scene. The three new friends sharing the giant peanut that Nick had risked everything for. It's not just a peanut anymore, is it? It's a victory meal for this team of unlikely heroes who proved that kindness and a little bit of cleverness can overcome just about anything. So this whole story kind of leaves us with a question to think about, doesn't it? It's a really great reminder that when we face our own impossible crates in life, just pushing harder isn't always the answer. Sometimes the real solution is about finding the right lever, that simple shift in how you look at the problem that changes everything.